Hello, I am Nick with Old Other Music, and these three harmoniums are Bhava Classic harmoniums. This is the standard edition, which is pine, the limited edition, which is cedar, and the concert edition, which is teak. And I'm going to show you what these sound like compared to one another. So we'll start with a low C chord. To give you an idea what it sounds like a little higher up, we'll play an A chord here. That's pine and cedar now. Finally, teak. As you can hear, all three of these sound very good, and all three of them have great sustain. I was actually having to not pump it. I just pumped one time for each of the illustrations you've seen, and you saw how long that the sustain can hold just off of a single pump. So this framework, it's a 42 key, has a lot of air capacity inside, and it's tight and holds that air really well. So these are all very well made. I'm going to talk about some of the features of each of these. So all three of them are a satin finish, which is a nice upgrade from the traditional high gloss, typically shellac or lacquer finishes, which have a lot of durability issues, don't look as good. This is a high quality finish on any of these, and that's consistent. The joints on these two, the standard edition and the limited edition, are traditional joints. If you look right here, you can see where those two pieces of wood are seamed, and then there's actually going to be a nail right there. I can kind of see it, and right there, and right there, that have been filled. That's typically how harmoniums are made. When you get up to this concert edition, there's actually no nails, and this is what they call dovetail jointing, where they've cut these these little dovetails, and they're actually cantered at just a 14-degree pivot, and it makes basically so it's like a puzzle piece coming together, and it will never, once glued, separate. So what that means is these two boxes could, hopefully won't, but could in theory, begin to weaken, while these joints are going to stay together forever. You'd really have to, cut this wood to make this box come apart. So that's this concert edition is going to be the most structurally stable. Some other differences when you get up to these two. If you look back here at the air valve is wood, which again, it's an acoustic instrument. The more wood you have for resonance, the better. So that's a nice detail on the concert edition. That's also a feature on the limited edition. And also on the concert and limited edition, The hardware is brass. It's antique brass here and satin brass here. Another nice detail. On the standard edition, it's the silver hardware, and so chrome knobs and silver bellows. The bellows on the limited edition and the concert edition are a darker, kind of dark gray color that just blends and looks very, very rich. One thing to note with just the hardware on all three of these is that it's another way in which these have been kind of modernized. Any of these hardware pieces are interchangeable and they've been die cut, and that's a great upgrade. I have these here as a illustration. Up until very recent, this is the kind of hardware which is traditional. It's actually just been cut, and you can see that all three of these are kind of a unique size and shape. They're similar, but they're not the same. And this is typical in harmonium manufacturing, but that means that also these pieces would not be interchangeable. Now on the Bhavas, any of these pieces they're all exactly the same cut, and they'll always be interchangeable. So for example, if one of these hinges was to break someday, you could get a exact replica of that hinge for replacement purposes. So there's a lot of great ways, such as that these Bhavas have been both outside and inside modernized and upgraded, and they're truly some of the best harmoniums that have ever been made at any level. Hopefully this video is really helpful to you. If you have any more questions, please be in touch, and we appreciate you watching. Take care.